thoughts on this apparent conflict between the LAPD and the Command Officers Association, and if you're planning on addressing the issues raised by either side?
Well, I'll tell you, I'm not going to talk specifically about the incident because there is pending litigation and also a personnel complaint. But I will tell you generally, I hate to see when the department, specifically the Command Officers Association and PPL are in conflict. I'm hoping that we can get together, have open dialogue and discussions and resolve these issues because we are one team, we're one family. We have to work together to provide the best service we can to the communities, and that's something that I'm committed to doing.
Good morning, Chief. I would like to just have you comment on the burglaries that are going on in the valley. We had a bunch early morning hours today, and it seems like people there are still concerned, and give us some comment on that.
Sure. So generally in the past couple of weeks, there have been a significant increase in burglaries in this small area in Encino, Tarzana, Woodland Hills. Rightfully, the community members, business owners, and residents are very concerned, very scared, and we've deployed accordingly to address those issues. About a week and a half ago, as I said earlier, we made a couple of arrests that we believe these individuals are involved in several burglaries, including robberies. This morning, there were 2 commercial burglaries that we heard about in the Woodland Hills area. There was one arrest. That person has a significant criminal history. We're still investigating these things. However, we believe that this person and the person that got away were involved in both the burglaries, commercial burglaries from the computer store as well as the shoe store. They were involved in both of those. We have more work to do. But we believe we're making an impact on the number of burglaries that are happening in that area based on the resources we're deploying. Again, we're deploying high visibility resources from our mounted unit to patrol resources to our airship, everyone being there so they can respond quickly when these calls come out or they can see suspicious behavior before these incidents occur. But you're also having resources there that you're not seeing. Investigative resources, surveillance resources, detective work that's happening behind the scenes. All this effort to identify individuals that we believe are not just this crime of opportunity and they're doing one burglary. These are crews that are organized that are doing multiple burglaries in a particular area. They're organized. They're hitting not just LA, but multiple cities. So we have a robust effort not only in the city, but also outside with our partnering agencies, including the FBI, to resolve a lot of these issues.
You mentioned you guys have increased burglary detectives, officer presence. What can the community members do themselves?
So we've in this community we had on August 8th, we actually asked for community's help. There are eyes and ears. There are force multipliers. We've increased our volunteer community patrols. There's programs like that in many of our divisions. West Valley does have a program like that. But walking with our officers, doing foot beats. Last week we had Deputy Chief Flores actually doing a foot beat with other senior lead officers in there, being visible, talking to community members, getting them engaged. But I will tell you, this community out there is very engaged. Like I said, we had over 600 community members on this community town hall because they voiced their concerns, they want to be heard, and they want us to do something about it. We hear them loud and clear, and we are doing something about it. But I will say, no matter how small somebody thinks an issue is, please do everything you can to try and report that, get our attention, have connections with your senior lead officer so you have a direct line of communication if it's not an emergency. And that's what we would ask of the community. Be our eyes and ears and report incidents.
Is there, what area is it that you guys are seeing most burglaries?
Well, recently the spike has been in Encino, Woodland Hills, and Tarzana.
Message to the community. I mean, you kind of said it a minute ago, but you could just reiterate.
The message of the community is we take these crimes seriously. We need to know about them, so please report them. Be our eyes and ears. Connect with your senior lead officers in your particular division. Sometimes incidents that you see, suspicious activity, doesn't rise to the level of a 911 call, but having that connectivity with your local officers is key to the engagement, the building relationships, building trust, and being able to communicate things that may turn out to be something else later, but key things that may not seem like a big thing, but may be kind of a break in an investigation. But I encourage all of our community members to have a direct connection with their local senior lead officers.
Chief, I wanted to ask you about the Burglaries system, and as you know, a plan to potentially overhaul the system fell apart at the last minute.
Yeah.
What would you like to see happen next, and how do you also fight this perception that there's a double standard for command staff?
Well, so for the border rights system, when the motion or the charter change didn't go through, there's an ask of the Department of the City to look at the entire disciplinary process from beginning to end, not just the adjudication part at the border rights at the end. That's something that we're going to be involved with. We'll get, at the direction of the mayor and city council, we'll get working groups together to discuss what's good, what's bad about the process. I will tell you, in my personal opinion, I think we have one of the most robust, thorough discipline systems across the nation. In fact, we are a model across the nation. Many agencies come and look at us. Now, do we need to improve? Of course, we always need to improve. So I look forward to being part of that working group and giving my input and hearing input from others, the community, as well as our PPL and our officers, on how we can improve the system, make it more transparent, and make it more fair. I think the biggest concern that I continue to hear is exactly what you alluded to, this perception or this double standard, if you will, that command officers get treated differently than our line officers. And I need to address that as a chief, as a department, as a city, we need to address that. Currently there's one particular issue that they brought to the attention today in Police Commission. I will have a conversation with our league directors on my personal opinion on that. I can't, again, discuss the details of the investigation. However, I have my reasons for making decisions, and I believe that I'm being as equitable and fair as I can. Sometimes when it comes to the lawsuits and personnel complaints, we can't be as transparent as I want to be, but it is a significant concern to me, and I want to get rid of that perception.
But, and sorry, just to piggyback off that, beyond meeting with the league's representatives, like, how are you going to address the perception?
Well, I think I have to do it by my actions. I think the decisions I have to make, to the extent that I can discuss them, need to show, and it's really, I'll tell you, it's really the officers in roll calls and PPL have been the ones complaining about this double standard. I haven't heard that from community or other parts of the city. So that's what I need. I need to meet with them where they're at, whether it's in roll calls or at their PPL, directors board meeting, and discuss these issues. And again, they're talking about incidents that occurred years ago, prior regimes, prior chiefs. I can only talk about what I'm doing now today, and I will make an effort to address all their concerns with them.
Chief, you also mentioned the role that vehicle thefts are playing. Can you talk about that and just what makes it difficult to investigate these situations when not only do you have the crime of the burglary, but you also sometimes have vehicles involved that have been stolen?
Yeah, so our vehicle thefts, fortunately, have been trending down. They're still up. They're up 1%, 158, I think the number was, year over year. But that is significantly down from where we started early in the year, and it continues to trend down. And I think that has to do with all the efforts that the manufacturers and our officers at the areas are having. They're having events inviting community members with the Kias and the Hyundais to come to the station and have their vehicles reprogrammed for free or software updated so you can't steal it the way it's been shown on social media. I think that's had a significant, and just the attention we've brought to it about these particular vehicles being stolen have really reduced the number of these thefts. Now, I don't know if the vehicles that are being used in these burglaries are stolen. Some are also rental vehicles. Some crews are from outside the city. Some are from within the city. It's a very complex issue, and it's a large issue. And so we need to stay on it, and the more we learn about it, the better we can develop strategies to combat it.
Is there any evidence that some of the perpetrators, talk about being outside the city, they're potentially coming from out of the country?
So what you're alluding to is the South American theft groups that we talked about earlier in the year? Absolutely. There are some people from outside the country that are organized committing these burglaries.
Chief, I just wanted to ask one last thing about staffing. Do you think that the department is going to return to its pre-2020 staffing numbers at any point in the near future? If so, how?
Well, I will tell you this. I can't predict the future. I will tell you that there's a robust effort. And I know you're going to say we've been talking about this and there's always been a robust effort. I think you're going to see some significant changes in the near future. We need to streamline our hiring process, not cut corners or lower our standards, but streamline it so it's more efficient. So the people that are applying, we still are above 1,000 applications a month. So people are interested in coming on this job. But we need to put them through the process where we can do the proper backgrounds, do the proper polygraphs, physicals, all these processes in a more condensed form, and we can offer jobs. Because the reality of what's happening is the longer we take, these applicants are applying to multiple agencies, and other agencies that are smaller that only need to hire 5 or 10 for the entire year, they're able to run through this background process and hiring process and offer a job before we are, and we're losing candidates that way. There are some that are just being disqualified because they shouldn't be cops, and that's why we're not going to lower standards, but we're going to find a way to condense the time it takes to hire people, and I think you'll see an increase in our hiring because of that.
So do you have any concerns about this kind of being like the new normal as far as the current staffing levels? The department is just going to be at this size?
So of course I have concerns, but I can't accept that. We have to hire more. We have, again, significant events coming up from not even talking about 4 years from now in 2028, but we have the World Cup in 2026, potential Super Bowl in 2027. We have the elections coming up in November. I mean, we need officers out there. I will tell you my experience in the Olympics. There are some people that may say that we don't want over-policing and that we don't need more cops. I will tell you, with 45,000 cops on opening ceremonies in Paris, the community, the international community, the world welcomed us, meaning law enforcement, more than I've ever seen. We were part of the ceremony just by being out there helping police and being uniformed. It is my absolute belief that we need more officers, and it's absolute belief that this community will accept and embrace more officers out there.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.